When someone dies, when do things return to normal again? In this little video, I'm going to give you some advice and just my thoughts on this quite difficult subject of things being normal again after someone's died. So before I jump into what I'm going to talk about, please do click the subscribe button, which is just below me. It really helps let me know who's watching these videos. And also click on the little bell icon next to the subscribe button and you'll be alerted when these videos go live. So when do things return to normal? Things return to normal immediately. So the instant our partner dies, things return to normal. Well, what I want to do is to question what our definition of normal is and where do we get this idea of normal from? And I think really normal comes around because we think about the past and we think about the future. So when we think about normal, we think about everything that's gone on in the past and we look for patterns that loop and repeat, and we can say, well, this is what we do every day, every year. This is how this works in our family, in our lives, because there is a history. And we can look back at the past and say, well, at this time of the day, this happens, and this time of the day, that happens. Or this time of the year, this happens, and this time of the year, that happens. So that's looking to the past. And we can also look to the future. So we can look to the future and say, well, our plans are that we're going to be doing this and this is what we would like to be doing. And if everything carries on in the way it was in the past, then our future will be the same. And that's our definition of what we call normal. And I want to challenge that. I want to challenge that to focus our horizons on today and now. When we compare the today and the now to the past or to the future, that's when we end up with stress. That's when we end up with difficulties in our lives. So we can say, well, we had those plans for our future. This person's died and nothing's ever going to come of those plans. Or we used to do these things together and now we can't do them and this person's gone. And all of that is true. And if we focus exclusively on the now, on today, on what is happening right now, then we connect with today and right now, and we ground ourselves in the now. And in that grounding in the now becomes the normal. No comparison to the past, no comparison to the future, just this fleeting moment right now. And actually, there's nothing more than right now. And I'd like to read for you now a Buddhist poem, I think you'd call it. And I'm not Buddhist, I have no religion. But I want to read this out because this really speaks to me. This is thinking about the now. And it reads, "This human birth is precious, an opportunity to awaken. But this body is impermanent, ready or not, one day I shall die. So this life I must know as the tiny splash of a raindrop, a thing of beauty that disappears even as it comes into being. The karma I create shapes the course of my life. But however I act, life always has difficulties. No one can control it all. Therefore I recall my heart's longing for freedom and resolve to make use of every day and night to realize it." And for me, the verse that says, "This life I must know as the tiny splash of a raindrop, a thing of beauty that disappears even as it comes into being," is really about living for this moment, for the now. Because we have this longing for freedom in our hearts, and let's make use of that every single day. And yes, it is very difficult when someone dies. It truly is. I know, I've been there. And living for the now has really, really helped me because this is my new normal.